My mission statement 2022 is OMAD orin looping for life. And what that means is it's a lifestyle choice where you eat one meal a day. So you have 23 hours in a fasted state. And during those 23 hours, you only drink drinks that will not end your fast. They will not take you out of a fast. So of course that is pure water, absolutely pure H2O that will not restart your digestive system, get things all moving again, come out of a fasted state. There's one other drink that you can drink, and it's got lots and lots of goodness in it, lots of good things, 3,000 known substances, beneficial substances, and an unknown number, probably thousands of as yet unidentified amazing substances. So it's like a super supplement with mega doses of really good things, and it will not end your fast. Am I talking about fruit and vegetable juices? No, they will end your fast. They need to be digested, need to be processed. You stop all the benefits of being in a fasted state. You come out of a fasted state if you drink any other drink like that. But this drink I'm talking about is your own orin, your own ultra-filtered blood plasma. It's water from your blood. Now, orin looping doesn't necessarily mean you absolutely drink all of it. Everything you pee out, you put it back in. No, you don't have to be everything. In fact, I have a rule. I only really drink it if it's quite clear. It looks like almost water, like silvery water, really. So I only ever drink it all when it's... But you have to be really well hydrated and really clean bloodstream to get it to be like that. So that's basically what my blood is like most of the time. In the early morning, after a good night's sleep, it's a little more beautiful light gold colour, and that's fine to drink, but you don't necessarily have to drink all of it. There's something called saturation dosing. Oops, I nearly fell over. Saturation dosing means every time you pee, you drink a bit of it. You drink a small amount of it. It could be drops, it could be cupful, but anything you don't drink is worth storing. You store it for external use later. So my mission statement is I'm going to be doing this the rest of my life. I'll be only drinking pure water or my own ultra-filtered blood plasma for 23 hours a day. And in the 1 hour eating window, usually for me it's from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m, but that can be a bit flexible. I will only eat local and in season. It's got to be real whole food. Well, if you're eating local and in season, then it can't be processed food. It cannot be. Unless, I suppose, you live right by a processing factory. But if you eat local and in season, it means whole, real food. Something that your ancestors would recognize as real food. Ancient ancestors wouldn't recognize anything in a packet or a tub or a tube or a cup, or they wouldn't recognize that as food. And if it's got a list of ingredients, it's been processed. So only unprocessed foods, real whole food. And that's in your eating window, 1 hour a day. If you do that, you will lengthen your life. You will reverse health conditions, and you could add years, if not decades, to your lifespan than if you were not doing intermittent fasting like this. OMAD orin looping. And the other thing, your orin becomes even better quality when you do OMAD, because this is absolutely proven fact. You know, there's no dispute about this. You can look this up. If you do intermittent fasting, OMAD, your human growth hormone, as one example, goes up 2,000% in your orin. They just say, all the studies show 20 times or 2,000% increase in natural human growth hormone. They just say in your body or in your blood. But how do they know that? It's from studying your orin, urine. Urine is the most studied field in all medical history. So if you're drinking that, I don't know how you'd mathematically work that out, but there's a 2,000% increase in your orin, which you would normally be peeing out if you wouldn't. You just waste it down the toilet if you're not doing orin looping. If you drink that back, 2,000% increase, you're compounding it. I'd imagine it's tens of thousands of percent increase in human growth hormone, and it's all bioavailable. Now, this human growth hormone is a really good thing. This is what people like Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, these ones, they all take synthetic versions of this so that they look so good in their old age. That's why it's so incredible. But of course, the synthetic versions are very, very bad for them, and it messes up the body. Natural one will not. If you loop your own, and you're not going to overdose on it, you can't overdose on anything. If the body doesn't need it, the body will, get rid of it. And there is an excess channel. If you keep looping your orin, your body will get rid of it. Your body will slowly get rid of the excess that you don't need. So that's my mission statement. I'm so determined to do this for the rest of my life. OMAD, orin, looping. Another part of my mission statement is how I choose to live my life, what I choose to do. Now, climate crisis or climate change, buzzwords, I think there's a lot of not truth told about that. The reasons why it's happening, but cannot be denied that the weather is messed up. And the past is absolutely no indication of the future. No indication. And I feel that the weather, the seasons are so messed up now. There's two sets of experts, isn't there? There's the one set of experts still say global warming. Al Gore was the first one in the 90s or whenever he first, and pretty much everything he said was wrong. But he said global warming, the Earth's getting hotter. By now we're supposed to be underwater. He said the ice caps will have melted because of global warming by the year 2022. He was wrong. But maybe global warming is true, I don't know. But they were all wrong with their predictions, global warmists. Then there's the global cooling experts who they say that another ice age is coming. All kinds of reasons why, very convincing reasons. They say there's global cooling, the Earth's getting cooler. There's going to be more ice. Now there's a third set of experts, which I tend to fall into this category, who say both sets of experts could be right, but you're going to get such a messed up situation. You're going to get global warming and global cooling. You're basically going to get hotter summers, colder winters, and all kinds of messed up seasons. And I think that is what we are seeing. And as far as I can see, that's going to continue to a much more extreme degree. So what's the best place to live? This is a question I've asked many experts. I live in the UK. Now, it is getting a bit too hot in the summer. Not for a long time, but when it gets over 40 degrees, it's just too hot. 40 degrees is too hot. It's only for a short time. We can cope with it. You can go for a swim, have cold baths, cold showers. You can cope with that. But if that keeps continuing, maybe it's too hot. But that is not that extreme. You can cope with that. It's only for a short time, maybe July, August, maybe at the hottest times of the year. But what about places further south than that? If it's getting 40 degrees this far away from the equator, what's it going to be like a lot further nearer the equator, the hotter parts of the Earth? I mean, they're often getting 49. This is September. No, we're still in August 2022. A friend in Spain showed me 49.9, and it's been over 50. That is too hot. It is inhospitable. It is dangerous. That's too hot. So what I'm getting at is, I think a nomadic way of life will be required in the future. If it gets too hot, you go somewhere cooler. And if it gets too cold, you go somewhere warmer. Is there somewhere you can live? And this is the question I've been asking, where it never gets too hot and never gets too cold. And you get sufficient vitamin D. Because where I live in the UK, you do get sufficient vitamin D. I'm talking about sunshine. And it's not just sunshine. There's a lot of goodness you get from the sun. And you do get sufficient vitamin D through most of the year. I'd say from spring all through summer, obviously, and part of the autumn. But part of the winter, you do not get enough vitamin D, and it's gloomy. It doesn't really get dangerously cold in the UK, not yet, but maybe in the future it will. If all the experts say global cooling, maybe it'll be. But my plan is to live in the UK for most of spring, all of summer, and all of autumn. And it's beautiful. It's a nice climate. During the winter months, I want to go somewhere warmer. For us, it's down to Gibraltar, which is English-speaking. It is UK soil. Gibraltar, it's not Spain. It is actually UK soil. Now, that is beautiful in the winter. In the coldest part of the winter, that is a just nice climate down there. But speaking to people during the summer months, it is too hot. It's too hot down in Gibraltar. You can't live there all year. It just gets... And if these extreme weather conditions are to continue, which I think they will, it's going to get way too hot to live there during the hottest times of the year. I mean, it's just north of Africa. You can swim across to Africa. It's so close to Africa. And poor people who live in Africa, in the hot parts of Africa, near the equator, it is getting inhospitable. You cannot live there at the hottest times of the year. You just cannot. So I think a nomadic way of life. My plan is to be OMAD orin looping, to live in the northern survival retreat during most of the year, but in the coldest part of winter, when you don't get enough sunshine, enough vitamin D, go down to our southern survival retreat. And we've got a few options, but Gibraltar is probably number one option. During the coldest months of the year, where it's just nice. It's too hot to be there in the hottest times of the year, but it's beautiful in cool times of the year.